How's everybody today? Anybody home? Lights a little bit, right? Just wait a couple of seconds for some people to come. While we're waiting, I'll tell you what's been going on. One person. Yesterday, well, for the last 2 days, I worked in the garden, but I worked in the first day I was okay. Second day, while I was working, I felt fine, but then I come in the house, ho. But I feel better today. I just sat on my bum all day. So what you guys been doing? Anything good? What you been up to? And nobody in the West can participate, and people always complain. So I thought, okay, today I'm going to go on late my time. It's 10:30 p.m. here, so I thought I'll go on late. Oh, keeps very okay. One second, see if I can change that. That should be better. I forgot to change over to my pocket Wi-Fi, so that should be better now. I used the house Wi-Fi is nowhere near strong enough. Oh, good, better. The house Wi-Fi is terrible. It's okay for reading emails or something. Hey, Chris. Better, good. But I have a pocket Wi-Fi that has a very good connection. So I think I'm gonna tell them to, Martin! I think I'm gonna tell the Wi-Fi people to take it out the house and save myself about 10 pounds, about $16, and just use the pocket Wi-Fi. I have my phone and the pocket Wi-Fi works with the phone company. So I'll just think I'll use that instead. And then it'll be nice and fast. It was a nightmare before I had the pocket Wi-Fi. I used to use my phone, but my phone would get hot because the files were so big. So, anybody awake in America? I got Martin from England. Where's everybody from? Martin from England? I think it's somebody from Australia, wasn't it? I can't remember. Ah, old man Triple. Chiang Rai. I might come up there in a couple weeks, have a nose around. I left a comment actually on your channel. UK, Australia. Yeah, Chris is Australia, that's right. Doing different videos, flying the drone, doing this, doing that. But I thought, I just wanted to sit down. Minnesota. Hey, Don. Yeah, I did. Oregon. Hey, Bruce. Still can't wait to get over it. Come on. You know what I like about Thailand? There's so much diversity. So much to see. I mean, if you want the beach life, like the whole part of southern Thailand is beach. You know, you can have anything you want beach stuff. If you want mountains, there's mountains. If you just want normal every day, then you can have normal every day. If you want mountain people, you can have that. You know, you got the east side where the people live a more simple life. Everywhere actually you can have simple life, or you can have a city life. So there's so much, and the food is good, and the people are amazing. Hey, from the Netherlands, Rail. Good evening to the Dutch people. Yeah, so Thailand, I think a lot of people like Thailand because it's just so diverse, and generally the people are very friendly, happy, simple. caring people, I think, you know. And it's much cheaper to live here. For me, this, you know, if you watch my videos regularly, you'll see what I do every day and how I live here in what I call paradise. And you know, you can do that here easy. Fantastic food. You're right, Martin. I just found out the other day, I forget how to say it now. I forgot how to pronounce it, but it basically means vegetable drunk man, is if you translate it directly. But I thought it was so funny. But it's basically it's vegetables, chicken, and rice. The other one I have is it's very similar, but more spicy. You know, from Pet. From southern France. Virno. And yeah, so it's the one I've been to, was it basil stir fry is what I usually eat, and then the other one is vegetable drunk man, which is, it's spicy but more spicy from herbs as opposed to chili, but very tasty. Any questions? People were saying that they want me to go live so they can ask questions and chill out and talk. So here I am at 25 to 11 in the evening near Utia. We got 23 people and 3 likes. And nobody's talking. So I'll just keep talking. Somebody talking about paychecks. I couldn't catch it. It went too fast. Yeah, you could. You know, many people stay here in many different ways. Some live on. People who you can get a retirement visa when you get to 50, but you know, because people in Asia retire earlier than they do in the West. Hospitality from get hospitality from everywhere. You know, in every walk of life you get bad people. In every walk of life you get good. One thing I have found here is people are more friendly. Male, female, old, young. They're more friendly here than anywhere else I've ever lived. (10:30) in Ohio. 10:30 Sunday morning, right? Here it's a holiday. It's the the 13th, I believe was yesterday. No, you know, men are food, pad thai. I know you love that, Martin. I think men are men wherever you go. You know, if they don't know who you are, still saving that money. Okay, Trent. Good evening, Kev. Greetings from the Netherlands, Johnny. You know, men are men wherever you go. They're like, they want to be the protector, which is, you know, normal. And but if you smile and strike up a conversation that, you know, when you first meet somebody, it's always like, who are you? What are you doing? You know, the body language. I'm not very good at all that stuff because I never feel I need to protect myself. I guess maybe because I'm a little bit bigger, or I don't think like everybody else. I don't know. But when you meet a guy, you know, one guy to another, I guess there's a little bit of standoffish because they don't know who you are. But if you smile and start talking and laughing and joking, 99% of the people will be friendly. It's only that one or two who want to be nasty. So, but you get them wherever you go, you know. So you can't say it's a Thai thing, or it's just men in general, I guess, and women too. You know, you can. I was in a restaurant in Pattaya the other day. I was having breakfast that you can get an English breakfast, and one waitress would not smile, no eye contact, rude, but eventually she smiled because I kept teasing her until she did smile. But the other one, who was older, she was mean, just like a fierce looking face. I had no idea what her problem was. But it wasn't my problem that she was mean. That's just the way she was. And how often does that happen? Next to never. I never see it, you know. Maybe because she has to deal with some rude Westerners or something, and she don't know me. But I don't know what her problem was, but it's not my problem. From Ireland, Michael. Good. Sawadee Krap. Yeah, so wherever you go, you get nasty people. Ian? Yeah, sugar's good. They're outside earlier. It's dark here, so I can't take you outside and show you. For those who just joined, I've waited till this time of night to come. From USA, what is your biggest challenge living in Thailand now? The heat right now. It's trying to work in the garden, and the heat is just lately, last week, it's been crazy hot. But we're moving from rainy season into winter, so in a couple weeks it'll start cooling down. Like this evening, I went out there, the sun's gone down, it's cooler. So in a couple more weeks normally it's cooler now anyway, but it's just the heat bothers me. I got used to it and I can cope, but generally speaking it gets me. Yeah, the heat. You're right, Eric. Yeah, Sugar and Mr. G are fine. I gave them a bath yesterday. They had them, I don't know, you know, in the West you have a flea that is kind of small, but these things are bigger. And I don't know if they fly or not, but anyway, wherever they've been, they managed to collect some. Humidity, yeah, humidity's, if it rains and the sun comes out, the humidity goes off the chart and the heat. So you just, one thing, you know, living here is heat rash. But there's a powder you can buy called prickly heat powder, and it's cheap. It's not prescription. And you know, when you get that, you start to get like a rash, or like sometimes you just put it on and it helps it go away. More drone footage. Okay, Martin. Actually, I met a guy, let me give him a shout out. Pattaya Droner is a guy called Barry from England. Oh, the AC is okay. It's working. The dogs stay here. Well, the dogs do what they want. They don't have a fence. Sugar just came here a couple of years ago. She just wandered here and stayed. She just left. Then she had some puppies. The puppies all got new homes, but Mr. G stayed. So Mr. G is actually Sugar's puppy. I made him a little house around the back, and there's a bulb, like an orange bulb, that tells the mosquitoes to go away, and it works great. How do people retort education to physically able to do so? That's a good question. If you're in the hospital, then you better call somebody, because if you're late for the 90 days, I'm not sure how that works, but if you're late to renew your visa, then you're going to pay. It's 1,000 baht per day up to 20,000 baht. And if you leave it too much longer, then what happens is you get banned from the country for a while. I think a year, something like that. Drone package, it depends which one you buy. No apartments at the moment. New Hampshire. I got a friend who has some apartments, but people are in them, living in them now. There's nothing to work on. My next project is to build the Avery when it starts to cool down. It's too hot now. I did the hedge, and I got the grass to cut, and then it's not fun to be outside when it's hot. I mean, I'll go out, but not working outside. So I'm going to start the Avery when winter comes, the big one. I want to build a new big one. New Hampshire. Yeah, the drone package. I mean, there's the Spark, there's the what do I call it, the Phantom, and then there's the Mavericks. I think the Maverick Pro is 30 some thousand. I think it's about $1,000. The birds seem to be the same every day. Good question, Ian. Metal or wood? Somebody. Yeah, I'm going to do that. I think trying to find somebody who wants to cut the glass. John Tien, Alain. I had somebody cutting the grass for a while, and then his friend said he can cut the hedge because not many people have a hedge. But I was a bit, I don't know, maybe proud. I don't want nobody touching the hedge, but maybe I'm going to have to because I don't know, maybe I'm getting older or the heat's affecting me more. Yeah, the monitor lizards, there was a crazy big one. I had one of my videos that he actually came up, you know, where some of the new people, if you look at some of the videos, you'll see that I have a pump that goes into the river, a pickup point, and I videoed I think it was like 3-meter long monitor lizard. You know, their heads from the shoulder up is like a snake. It comes right up out of the water looking around. You know, the head's like so big, about so long, something like that. But I think somebody got him because I haven't seen him for weeks. But there's another one now. He's probably only about 2 meters long. So I guess somebody will get him. I don't know what they do with them. I've heard they catch them and move them. But maybe they wind up in a pot. I don't know. They're pretty big. And I'm not sure if you can eat them. I guess they do. But that big one, they could feed a big family for weeks if you eat monitor lizard. I don't know if you can. Yeah, the reference to Avery. I've got some pieces of wood, 2 big pieces of wood that are like 6 meters long. So I think I'm going to make it the base, the whole thing. I think I'm going to make out of wood. I think it just looks nicer, you know. I think metal looks a bit too sterile. What do you think? But I think I'll make it out of wood. Actually, I'll make it the same as I made my last one. You know, I just had an idea and I made it. The only thing different with this one, it's going to be like a lot longer, so that I can really have a good fly. Maybe like 6 meters long, 2 meters tall, maybe 2¼ meters tall, something like that. And this one I think is 2½ meters wide, so something like that. You reference to birds. Predator for the birds is the monitor lizard. Snakes don't bother them because they can fly easy inside. You know, I've seen a snake inside the wire, but I managed to get it out and chase it off before. But the snakes haven't really bothered the birds. I think the birds can get away from them fast enough. I haven't found any snakes, or you know, if a snake eats a bird, it can't get out because it can't get through the wire. And they've been out there a couple of years now. I think like 2 years or a year and a half, something like that. And nobody's bothered them. There's a hawk that keeps coming, but he can't get in. He came for about 10 days, and then disappeared for, you know, come back, go away, come back. I haven't seen him for a few days. Foreigner to be, eh, Joe? Yeah, I went to Pattaya the other day. That foreigner to be guy, that Joe character, kept popping up in my video all the time. I was just saying about that. I had breakfast with Joe actually in Pattaya when we went to that meeting, and I was having breakfast with him when that miserable lady come. Hey Joe. But the young lady smiled, but the other one mean. But like I said, she's very unusual. You know, you don't usually get a mean person like that in Thailand. Actually, in Thai culture, it's kind of rude to do that. It's not like acceptable to be like that in Thai culture. You know, you're expected to smile and be, you know, anything to do with an argument. is like not cool for in Thai culture. They don't like that at all. So I don't know what her beef was, but maybe, I don't know. But but earlier somebody asked, are people rude? And I was saying no. Foreigner to be is here. Yep, Johnny. He's always here. He keeps popping up. Old time triple. Yeah, I was thinking of going up to, I've been to Chiang Mai a few times, but I wanted to go up to Chiang Rai to do make some videos. Hello, Joe. So I seen you, some of your videos. I don't know what your first name is. Old Man Triple. But I was thinking maybe meet up along the way or something to have a coffee. Yeah, I agree, Martin. It's hard. It's not very often you meet them. You might meet them on the road, driving. Silvo, from Canada. It's Dave. Okay, Dave, thanks. Nice to meet you, sir. Okay, cool. I'll give you a shout then. I don't know. It might be. It'll be in a couple weeks. That big message somebody just sent. I'll catch it in a minute. It went too fast. Yeah, I wanted to go up to like I've been to Chiang Mai a few times, but I wanted to go up to Chiang Rai. Warm air, scent, palm trees. U.S. Okay, Trent. Snow. In St. Paul, oh dear. Okay, Dave, nice. Just meet up, say hi, have a coffee, and I'll drive on to Chiang Rai probably. I don't know why, I just want to go up there and have a nose around and maybe fly the drone somewhere and make some videos, whatever. I've been to Chiang Rai once to, was it called the beer company, Shang something? Don, early for here. Okay. Where's Don at? Is it Sing Beer? They have their big park up there. And the big brewery. And they had a big balloon festival. Yeah, that's what I need. Nice weather. It's too hot here at the moment. Whew. Last few days. It's like walking into an oven, you know, when you bake something. Crazy. And humid. But there's a breeze in the mornings, and then around lunchtime it's just crazy hot. Yes, I was up in Chiang Rai. I made some videos about some balloons. If you want to see, you can see them. Dubai. Oh, nice. And I didn't really spend much time. I went there to watch the balloons. Oh, okay, early for snow. Okay, Don. Cambodia. Have you been to other? I haven't been to Cambodia. I've been to Indonesia, and India and Nepal. I stayed in Nepal like 5 months. India for a few months. Indonesia for a few months. Bali and Jakarta. Not Jakarta. What is it called? Java is the island. Jakarta is the capital. But I was over in East Java as well. That was cool. How is the no snaking on the trash food going? Oh, dieting, I guess you mean. I've been doing good. For the first couple of days I stopped all the cakes and everything, and I guess that was last month, and I lost about 3 kilos. I haven't really been dieting, but I haven't eaten any junk neither. So I don't know if it's the heat. I just don't feel like eating. Just drink a lot of cold tea. Put the tea, make some tea and put it in the fridge and just drink cold tea. Sometimes with honey, sometimes just the tea by itself, or just cold water. But I think I lost about 3 kilos in the end, last month. I haven't weighed myself this month. So anybody got snow? I think there's some snow in, I heard there's some snow in Oregon. Who was it? Larry said there was snow in Oregon. And in Canada, I'm sure they have some already. No snow here yet. So early in the morning on the East Coast, almost 11 o'clock on the East Coast in the morning. So what does that mean? Like 10 o'clock Central Time? No snow in England. Not yet? Maybe in Scotland, eh, Martin? What do I do when it's so hot? Come in the house and put the AC on, basically, and get a shower. You don't do curves to the flat hand? Not sure what you mean by that one. I'll read it again when it pops up. Not sure. No questions? People said, go live so we can ask questions. You don't do curved to flat hands that much. Got me. Not sure. Yeah, you said that the other day. I guess they're gonna freeze up pretty bad in up north there in England, Martin. My mother said the other day that it's cold near Lincoln, where she lives. The first winter I come here, it didn't really. They said it was winter, and I could actually seen people walking around with like light windproof jackets on. And I was like, "What are you doing?" But they were on scooters too, so I said, "Okay, I understand." Because it's a little bit more chilly when you ride a scooter. But then each year since I've been here, I've been to England one time. I think I stayed here 1 year, my first year, and then I went to England, and that was like, what is it now? Probably 2013. A cold rain east on the coast, east coast. Cold and rain, Trent. Windy yesterday. So each year it got cooler, and the 2 years ago it was really nice, and then last year it was very, very nice. I mean, for like 3 weeks to a month, you could wear a t-shirt outside walking around the garden and not feel hot. It was fantastic. You could walk around in the garden, you could go shopping, you could do whatever you want with a shirt or t-shirt on and not sweat for like a month. And then it would get warm for 2 days, 3 days, and then it'd go back again. And Alberta, okay, Ontario and Quebec. Wow. Salt Lake City, cold, sunny, 2 centigrade. Whew. You know something? Yesterday I was thinking, I was having a shower, and I thought, you know something? I didn't think I'd say this again, but I was like, I could go somewhere and sit in the snow. I've been to Quebec many, many years ago for a week, like a long weekend or something. New Hampshire today, sunny, 54 centigrade, 54 Fahrenheit. Pale trees, cool. Marie, hey Marie, in Belgium. Yeah, so, and then last winter, like I said, it was very, very nice. It's I tell you, I have a confession. Last winter in the morning, when I go out and feed the birds, I have a t-shirt on and a fleece. I'll try to get. I seen your message, Ian. I'll try to read it again as fast. Yeah, so I had to wear a t-shirt and a fleece last winter for about maybe 4 or 5 days in the early morning. I thought, I can't believe I'm wearing a fleece and a t-shirt in the morning here by about lunchtime. But the Thai people would. Always been nimble with running, but these days you are about and still didn't get it. Next time. I'm trying to read your message, but it's don't stay long enough. Yeah, so it was really, really nice. So I'm hoping this winter will be the same when it comes. It'll usually don't come till like end of November, December, and you have January will be nice, and February will start to get warm. By March, hot again. It's here you don't have the 4 seasons running, but these days you are shifting about. Many sweat more. Yeah, yeah. It is hot. It is hotter here this year, I think. You know, it was like last year. I thought, you know, I really thought I acclimatized. I see Thai people hot and sweaty, and I was fine. You know, I wasn't hot. I wasn't sweaty. I wasn't anything. European like us live without in Thailand. Yep. Yep. Yeah, it's a little bit harder. I mean, once you get acclimatized, you can. It maybe take you a while to get acclimatized, but you know what? It's funny in that when you move around the world, people for a company they'll give you time to acclimatize and get used to the weather. But I can tell you, the weather here is a lot different from. I mean, I've stayed in Florida a while, and Florida, I think Florida is actually just a little bit north from here on latitude, but it just feels different, you know? Yes, much better. Thanks, Marie. Much better today. Malaysia! Sawadika! Your hedge is beautiful, but you require so much maintenance. I agree, a lot of maintenance. You were teaching in what area? Where was I teaching? Do you go to the bed early and wake up early? No, Neil, I don't go to bed that early. I'm always editing a video, and then I go to bed around. If I'm lucky, I can get to bed by 11. But the local people, they'll be asleep soon after dark, and they'll be awake before light, and they're up outside before light. The people who work in the fields. Where was I teaching? I was teaching in England, and then I was teaching vehicle engineering in England, and then I was I did a course. What is it called? TEFL course, teaching English as a foreign language, and I taught that in Nepal. Red car, Tony. What's the time, Marie? 11 p.m. 11 o'clock at night in Thailand. Yes, I was teaching in Nepal 2 times. I was teaching, they had a course for teachers. They were learning to be Thai teachers, and I helped with the English on that. I didn't get paid. I volunteer stuff. And then I worked in the school for a short time. Yeah, good night to you, Marie. I really enjoyed that. I worked with some 7th graders. They were fascinating. There was only about 12 in the class, something like that. And I was doing creative writing with them. You know, just like tell a story, like an exciting story, and then I would like give almost the whole story, but then stop and say, I wonder what it would be like, you know, what happens next in the story. And I said, okay, you got 15 minutes, write what happens next in the story. And then the kids would write something, and then they would stand up and read it out. So much fun. It was funny there, though, because there was a couple of the kids, sunglasses, trying to act cool, because that's the hip-hop or films they were watching at the time. And I kept saying, hey, don't get interested in that stuff. They've got so much culture they don't even understand. You know, they think because they watch it on TV, they have to be like the Western gangster. I'm like, no. The Nepali culture is so rich. You know, the people have, each village has a different culture. You know, they have so much. If you ever get a chance to visit Nepal, I would say go. Kathmandu, I stayed in Kathmandu a while. It was just amazing. I kept going back to the same places over and over. I don't know why. I guess I felt comfortable there. Best regards from Germany. Michael, greetings from Montana, 28. The last one I seen come in, I'll just read it again in a minute. Yeah, so much fun. I think what I like about Asia, where did I learn everything from? I just pick it up, learn it. Like electricity, I learned DC electricity, and then you just read about AC electricity, how it works. When I lived in England, you have 240 in the box. You know, it comes in with 2 lines and an earth. And I moved to America, then I have to learn the American system, what comes in with 3 lines, 122 times, which gives you 240. And then come here and did the same thing again. So, you know, I did electrics in England, America, and now in Thailand. But, you know, plumbing, you just look at what's here and you do the same thing. I don't know why, when my brain works, I can just look at something and see how it works and go do it. If you see the video I made about water filter system that I have out back, that was actually the hardest thing, one of the hardest things I did, because it took me a long time to read about it. Difficult to talk to an audience I don't see, Marie. No, because I know you're sitting there watching. Actually, it is a little bit funny, because I just have, I'm on my cell phone, and I'm just talking, I'm watching your comments come up, and I'm answering your comments. But plumbing, there's, like, in America I did plumbing with copper pipe. I enjoyed that. It was fun to learn that. You know, cleaning the pipe, putting a flux on, and then soldering it, and then checking it, and just learn it and do it. I did do remodeling for a while in between jobs. I worked as IT in England. I worked for a corporate company doing IT. But, you know, I learned IT by hands-on. You know, reading a book, do it. Read a book, do it. Read a book, do it. And I wound up working for a corporate company in their IT department. And I was kind of unofficially looking after some specialist equipment. But, you know, just because of what I learned. And actually, on paper, I had nothing. Difficult. Did you have trade in the army? Trade? The trade I had was, what can you call it? It was vehicle engineering, to make it simple. Teaching. In the early days, I taught people to drive, and then you start doing more courses to teach the maintenance side, and then you're teaching people how to teach. So you're teaching the instruction side, methods of instruction, all that sort of stuff. So teaching teachers how to teach is what I was doing in the end. So I don't know what you would call all that. Teaching teachers, I guess. That's what I did. I can say hands down that was the best job I ever had. I loved it. It was, you were given some students, you went in your classroom, and you had to produce instructors. You had 7 weeks to teach. 7 weeks to teach them how to teach. Loved it. Then there was the higher course. There was 3 weeks of basic principles, nuts and bolts, bearings, electricity, everything. And then there was the course was 3 months long. and then you did different vehicles, and loved it, loved it. In the end, I was just teaching and things like that. Short trips to teach the teachers. That's it. That's it, Joe. Teaching teachers. Do I take trips to neighboring countries? You know, I used to love to travel, and I was always thinking where to go next. I've been to Laos, but only for a visa run. You know, before I got retirement visa, I went across there to get my visa, O visa, I guess it's called, 90-day visa or whatever. But I don't feel it necessary to travel anymore. Can you, that last question, the last question you said about money, I didn't quite catch I didn't understand what you mean there. Sorry. Yeah, so teaching teachers, hands down the best job. But I also, so I left the teaching thing, then I got into IT. And after the IT, I did move to America, but yeah, I didn't finish that. When I got to America, I tried to do IT, but they kept asking for a degree. And I showed them what I had as my degree, and they said it wasn't enough. And I'm like, I'm trying to work in IT, but they wanted me to have a degree in something else. I'm like, forget it. So in the end, I worked for myself for a while, and then doing remodeling, which I loved. It was so much fun. Work by myself, building things by my hands, you know, building decks and remodeling kitchens. And I built a lawyer had a big house with a big hallway and wanted me to build a bathroom in the hallway. So I basically shaped the right, yeah, do it yourself. Here I do everything myself. You know, people say you have to employ a local person, but if you have a business, you have to employ a local person. I don't have a business, so but I do employ local people to help me. If I can't do it myself, then I'll employ somebody. When I built my garage, there's no way I could have done it myself, but it took me a month of Sundays. So I got some friends. I knew some guys who knew some guys, and they came here. And that was a good experience watching them learn. I actually learned how the Thai people build stuff. So it was fun to watch them. It was good. But like, if I don't feel good, or my strimmer's broke, or it's too hot, I'll employ somebody to cut my grass. There's actually a guy who says he can cut the hedge, so maybe I'll pay him to start doing the hedge, because the hedge is big. And somebody said earlier about just get a fence, but I like the hedge. It's nice. It's pretty. You don't have to look at a fence. You can look at the hedge. It looks like nature. Just get a drink. Anybody need a drink? Tea? Ginger and tea. Any more people over on the East Coast awake? Europe going to sleep? What time is it in Europe? Coming up to 5 o'clock. I guess everybody's eating, right? Impressive, you save a lot of money. Yep. Don't pay your labor. Yep. Good for tea. So in a couple weeks, I'm thinking of going up to, just talking to Dave there, going up to Chiang Rai. Yeah, health problems. I don't have any health problems right now. Only the sun got me, made my head fit funny, and which then upset my stomach too. But today I feel fine. So I just have to keep my head. I had a hat on too, but I guess it just got too hot, you know. I have like a Mexican type hat that I put on my head to keep the sun off my head, but and it gives my face some shade. But I guess it just got too hot. You know, even Thai people will tell me it's too hot to work, but you know, you can hear it thundering outside now, and they say the rain's coming from Sunday evening all the way to next week. So it's supposed to rain every day all the way till next Sunday. So I thought I got to get the hedge finished before the rain comes, because you can't cut the hedge when it's wet. And tomorrow I think I'm going to go sit outside and try to fix my strimmer. I got the you know, to cut the weeds. On the engine there's a little float chamber, and there's a valve at the bottom that's leaking petrol gas. So it leaks on the back of my leg. I was like, hey, what's that? So I have to take the bowl off and fix it. Yeah, I've been to the White Temple. Very, very pretty. You're right. Visit in Chiang Rai, the White Temple. Very beautiful. Do you know sugar? Okay. Got it, Neil. So I think if it's not raining, I'll sit outside tomorrow and take that bowl off and see what's causing it to drip. The trouble is you can't just put fix it, because it's got a valve on it. And the starting process is you press the valve, put the choke on, and pull the cord, and it starts. First time every time. So I gotta you let that petrol out, like 2 or 3 drops of petrol out, and it will work. But it's dripping too much to keep using it, because it's dripping on my legs, and you don't want petrol all down the back of your legs. So that might be what I do tomorrow. What's happening? Anybody got a question? Diet. Okay. The first month I lost about 3 kilos. This month I haven't weighed myself yet. I stopped eating chocolate cake. For a long time I really haven't ate it. But I was eating pain de raisin. You know, the swirly thing with raisins and cinnamon in. But I stopped that for a while. The first month I stopped it. And because I stopped it for a month, you know, I haven't eaten really. I think I got 2 in the fridge from the shop, but I haven't eaten them yet. So, but I guess you could say I lost about 3 to 4 kilos now. What I really need to do when it's not so hot is get my bum on the road and walk. But just walking, I can lose a lot of weight really fast by walking. I went to India and I put a lot of weight. No, I haven't been there. My Hang Sung. Tell me what's there. What was I saying? Forgot what I was saying now. Totally forgot. Oh, yeah, the rain and that valve. So I gotta try to fix that valve so I can cut my grass. Walking, yeah. Oh, walking, yep. Yeah, when I got back from India, I had put on some weight. And I just went out and walked between 3 to 5 miles a day for a couple of months, and my belly was just gone. It was great. Google it. Okay, I will. I'll Google it. Thank you. Do I plan to live here for the rest of my life? Hey Des. I am well, thank you. I hope you are. X-Facts, amazing road off, riding out. Is a pretty little big town near Myanmar border, famous for the road. Wow. So good for motorcycles, I guess. Nice place to go for motorcycles. Do I plan on living here for the rest of my life? Without appearing morbid, you know, one thing as we get older, next month I'm going to be 62. Woohoo! Believe it or not. 62, how did that happen? So as we get older, you know, you slow down a little bit and so on and so on. So Dave says a place for motorcycles. I used to have a motorcycle in England, but I haven't got one here. You know, I don't have any health problems. I don't take any medicine. You got here, Des. I don't take any medicine. I don't have any health problems. So I consider myself to be extremely blessed. But you know, I like to talk about health all the time. A lot of times I'm thinking about something for a long time, and then I'll start talking about it on a video. So I think, like with health, where your mind goes, your body follows. Like the captain of a ship, the captain says, let's go this way, and the ship follows, right? So if your mind stays away from stress and anxieties, then your body can stay away from stressing anxiety. So you know, I lived in America a while, and I did before I came here last time. I believe so, Des. Yeah. Why does that happen? I don't know why. Why do you know why? When I lived in America, I worked in a health food shop for like 3 months before my flight. $80 is the new average. That's good. Happy with that. I worked in a health food shop, and when I worked by myself in the evenings, I was surprised how many men would come in their 40s and 50s and say they had ED, you know, and what could I recommend for ED? And I'm like, how can these guys be so young and have a problem like that? But there were so many had that problem, and many other health problems. And I'm like, I don't know why they had so many health issues. I remember I had a job working in a cabinet shop. I love working with wood, so I worked in a cabinet shop for a while. It was actually called Tar River Cabinets. Listening all the time. Smoking, no smoking. No smoking. And I had 3 beers a couple of days ago, and before that it was probably a year or something. I can't remember before that. I don't drink much. Maybe 1 beer every 2 months, you could say, something like that. I don't know. And I don't smoke. I think smoking, I don't want to waste my money. It's like sticking yourself with pins. But I met a guy when I worked in this cabinet shop. He was the guy in charge of testing the fire extinguishers to make sure they were working properly. And you know, because I'm a bit of a health nut, I looked at his face when he come in, and I was like, oh my God, this guy looks like he's dead. Stay busy, yeah. I believe you know, the body's designed to work, and if we work it, then it stays healthy. If you have a car and let it sit outside, then you know, all the seals will start going bad and start leaking. So dogs are good, Marie. Dogs are good. But this guy who tested the fire extinguishers, he really looked like he was dead walking. I mean, when I seen his skin and the way he looked, I just like, oh my God, what's up with this guy? So I actually said to him, are you okay? Because he looked so bad. And he said, yeah, I'm okay. I said, are you sure? And he goes, well, I don't feel too good. And this guy kept talking, and he said he has something like 32 different medicines. I'm like, dude, how can you have 32 medicines? That don't make sense to me. 32. That's like, yep, I agree, Jim. Good idea. One thing I've been doing is making smoothies, and just today I watched somebody made a video on YouTube about papaya leaf, the leaf of the papaya tree. Apparently it's the young leaf you can eat. What they were doing is maybe like 6 of them and cut them up and blend them. But they said don't do it too often because it's quite strong. So I was like, I got papaya. Poison? Do I miss anything from the West. The only thing I miss is, you know, I like fixing things, I like building things, and what I miss is, believe it, you're going to laugh at this, going to Lowe's. I used to live about 30 minutes from a Lowe's. And if I wanted to fix something or build something, yeah, 32 medicines I would say is poison, yeah. I don't know, no endocrinologist. I don't see anybody, no medicine. I had a few tests. Good morning, Em. I've had a few tests in the hospital. You know, I'll go there and I'll have different tests every so often, but, you know, I'll just go for the test. What was the last thing I went for? I agree, Des. What was it? I had... Okay, I don't know if I want to talk about this on live or even on YouTube, but I'm going to do it. So maybe this can help somebody. It's a secret, so come here. Come on, listening. I don't want to say it too loud. So, I went to a doctor when I first come after a while. Yes, David, I agree. Grow ginger, turmeric, yep. I agree. I came here, I stayed a while. I stayed a couple weeks and then I went to people with many medications. Educate, yep. Agree, Trent. So I stayed here a couple weeks and then I went to Bali. And when I got to Bali, remember I've been in Thailand a couple weeks, it's hot. And, you know, Western skin. What would I change about Thailand? A nice cool breeze. It would be nice every so often. We got a mosquito here. So I went to Bali and then I had a skin problem. So, you know, I was born in England, so on the skin on the appendage is still there. So I go to Bali. Need you there. Come on then. So I go to Bali and I go to see a doctor and I showed him my digit and he says, "Oh, you have what was he said I had? You said herpes." He says, "You have herpes," and he gave me some cream. I'm like, "Herpes? What are you talking about?" So then I went to Java and I see another doctor. And the doctor said, "You don't have herpes. What are you talking about?" So I was like, I don't know what. I mean, this is what he gave me. Maybe he just wanted to sell me the medicine. So then I go to, I come back to Thailand, and then I go to Bangkok and see a doctor in a specialist hospital to see what's wrong with me. So I go in and see him, and he goes, "Oh, I think you have AIDS." So I'm going to do an AIDS test. I'm like, okay, do the AIDS test. 2,500 baht for an AIDS test. I like heart sank, panic, everything, and I go. So then I go. So then I go to the have some food. Have to wait for the results. Panicking, thinking, "Oh my God, AIDS." You know, you trust doctors, right? So I come back. I go to see him. What does he say? "You don't have AIDS. But I advise you to see a doctor." You just took 2,500 baht of mine to having a test done, and I don't have anything. So I go to America. I go back to America, right? I go see a doctor. I still have the same problem. Are there other women on? I don't know, Marie. I'm not sure who's here. So I go back to America and I go see another doctor. I spent $100 to go see the doctor. Yep, Thai food's very healthy. And then, so I spent $100 to see the doctor, and then he gives me $40 worth of antibiotics. I took the antibiotics, didn't work. You know what I had the whole time? Heat rash. What did I need? prickly heat powder. So I'm thinking, how much money did I waste? I go to a doctor in Bali. The Java doctor said I don't have anything wrong, but didn't know what the rash was. Went to Bangkok, back to America, the whole time, and it was heat rash the whole time. I'm thinking, and we trust doctors, but I'm sure, oh, okay, we can trust them, but you have to keep your wits around you. You have to be smart. Yeah, I mean, what an anxiety. Yeah, it's stressful. It is. Because you're worried. You think you have, for 1 minute you think you have, what was it, the first one? Yeah, you're right, Des. Money. The herpes. Yeah, herpes. I'm like, so when he tells you you have herpes for like 5 days, you're panicking, right? No herpes, no AIDS, no nothing. Heat rash. So now you just buy prickly heat powder. You know, sometimes it'll get you under your on top of your belly, under your chest or your groin or under your arms. Even in your armpit, you can get it. Batman, TV. So the only thing really to worry about in Thailand is heat rash. I would say this: if you're older and you're not used to it, don't plan on doing 1,000 things. Chill out a little bit for a few days. Get used to the heat. Drink plenty of liquid, not necessarily beer, but water. And go to buy some sports drinks in the little packets, electrolyte drinks, and you know, maybe once a day at the end of the day, drink one. Or if you're sweating a lot in the morning, drink one around lunchtime, because it'll put the minerals back in so you don't get leg cramps and things like that. You know, I put Himalaya sea salt on my food, and it stops me from having cramps in the night from sweating so much. But life's a journey. We have to keep smiling. Stay healthy. Some people asked about meditation a couple of weeks ago, and I said I would do something about that. I haven't done it yet, and I will, but I'll just say this. If you have anxieties, you feel like this nervous energy all the time. Story Kev, that's me. Then I would say learn about meditation. You know, I did bodybuilding for a long time, and then I also did cycling for a long time. I never raced. I did just cycling for heart and lungs, and cycling for as a form of aerobics to keep the weight down. No, you don't drink tap water. No, 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 no. You can buy it in a bottle. You can boil it, but buy it in a bottle. I have a filter system which I built out the back. Meditating now. Good one, Mr. M. But meditating is it's like, I don't understand how it works, but you know, when your mind's busy, and it's like if you look at a sparkler and you think of how a sparkler works, that's what your mind's doing with thoughts. You know, you have all these thoughts going around. Good for you, Des. Good for you. Meditation helps you watch the sparkles, but just to go, and you come to a place of no stress. You just let it all go. Between the bodybuilding, because bodybuilding grows muscle, right, and the heart's a muscle, so the heart got strong. Cycling, you use in the big muscles, your quads and your glutes, you know, your legs and your bum, for pushing. So they're big muscles pushing a large volume of blood to get the oxygen around. So my heart was really, really strong. And when I started meditating, I bought a little machine. I tried to find it the other day, just for interest's sake. Find it online, because I haven't seen it since. It's about so big, maybe like 3 inches by 2 inches by something like I don't know, half an inch, something like that. And you plug it in, you put it on your, actually you put it on the lobe of your ear. I think, yeah, the one on the lobe of your ear or on your finger. And it measures your pulse. So you can have a beep on it, or you can turn the beep off. And I had the beep off, it was irritating. But I would put it there, and I would meditate for like 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and look. And over a period of time, my pulse dropped and dropped and dropped and dropped, all the way down to like 50. And then eventually, the machine wouldn't work. I thought it broke. So I called the company and I said, hey, something's wrong with the machine. It won't work. And they say, why? I said, well, I get it go down to 50. Namo range. Election today. Seeing the results. Meantime. So funny. So it got down to 50. And it won't, you know, at 50 it just stops working. And the guy says it's not supposed to work. It's not designed to work less than 50. So, oh. And now, even now, I since I've been living in this house, I'm like 40 minutes from town. I'm always working here in the garden. There's always something to do in the house. So I haven't really had time to go to the gym. If I live closer or I didn't have all this to take care of, I would definitely go to the gym. When I lived in the apartment, I'd go like 3 or 4 times a week. And look, I love going to the gym, bodybuilding type stuff. But I would, like if I take my blood pressure now, sit quietly for a minute and to take my blood pressure, it'll be a 50. 50 beats per minute at rest. And that's all the way from when I used to do a lot of bodybuilding, cycling, and meditating. So if your heart rate's down, you're... and you can keep it down naturally, then you have less stress. You have a place of calmness before you react. Hands up, I react when I'm driving sometimes. Thank you, Mr. M. So, you know, here sometimes I get stressed when I'm driving, when people put your life in danger. But other than that, I try to remain calm. You know, when people say something you don't really like to hear, but don't react. And I don't react because I have that place of calm that I built for years and years and years. So meditating is something to look into. If you, I believe if you, this is what I believe, and the things I've learned from it. Meditating will actually help you get off medicines because your body can get calmed down enough to heal itself. There's a guy called Dr. I can't remember his name now. Mindfulness, correct. Love it. You're right, Stephen. Mindfulness, sure. There's a guy, a doctor. He was a, what is he? A biologist, professor of biology. He wrote many books, but you see, I can't remember his name just now on YouTube. But he, Deepak Chopra, no, not him, but Deepak was a medical doctor, I believe, right? But this guy's a professor of biology, teaching about DNA and stem cell and all that sort of stuff. Yes, of course, 50,000 baht a month in anywhere in Thailand is enough. 50,000 baht, you could live easy. In Isan, sure. Life's cheaper and food's probably not so expensive. Thanks, James. Yeah, I come on late here, so because people in the West keep moaning at Bruce Lipton. Yes, well said, Mark. Bruce Lipton. Yeah, if you go to excellent, Mark. If you go online to YouTube, you can find Bruce Lipton and watch some of his stuff. He talks about no placebo and placebo effect. You know, people take medicine and sometimes they prove the medicines don't really work. It's a placebo effect. But, you know, I'm not saying people are schizophrenic or anything like that. Yeah, Bruce Lipton, very good. I used to watch him and another guy for all of, I haven't watched them guys for years, but Bruce Lipton fascinated me when he started. Rupert's Spira. Okay. Alkaline water, yep, good for health. Yeah, anything to get you away from acidity. Mind is very powerful, yeah. Sure. I mean, you could talk about that for days, couldn't you? Mind is very powerful. Bruce Lipton, he taught cellular biology, DNA, you know, RNA. He did stem cell research in the 60s. You know, he talks, I think it was 68 when he first started doing stem cell research in 68. Way back before anybody was ever talking about it. But, you know, the placebo and no placebo effect. Very, very interesting. So I think if you have the opinion that you're going to be healthy, you're halfway there. You can call it spiritual, or you can call it mind over matter or whatever. But if you set your mind on something, then you can have it. You know, I don't understand why I'm of the age that I am, and I have no illness. I'm not asking for it, but why? Sometimes the only thing I get is gas in my stomach. You know, I'll get a buildup of gas, and maybe I feel a little bit sick, and then I'll burp a few times, and it's gone. That's it. And I have some herb medicines. If I eat too much rice, I can't go to the pot. I eat some these little herb tablets, and I can go to the pot again. So that's my things I deal with. But I just put my hand up, whatever, and say thank you so much. But I'm not saying that to brag. I say this because I want everybody. I think everybody can have it. If you, I can't say the reason why, but I want the same for everybody. You know, and I close my videos each night. I say, buckets of blessings, rivers of peace, joy, and kindness. And I say that not because I just repeat myself or it's something nice to say. I say it because I really want you guys to have that, you know, to have that peace, and health is all part of that, you know. I want you to have that. So, why do I do YouTube? I mean, if you think about how much, people say you do it for the money, but if I did it for the money, I'd have to stop because YouTube owes me money for everything I've invested in. But well, not YouTube themselves, but me, what I'm doing. So, but you know, I guess from my teaching days, I don't have a problem talking. Kentucky, we love you. Love you, Terry. Willie from Holland. So, yeah, okay, I'd say it this way. Whatever the recipe is for perfect health, take some. Whether that's a spiritual thing or it's a physical thing, whatever it may be, take it. I don't talk a lot about, I do sometimes talk about spiritual stuff, but I don't say too much. But we live in the earth suit, right? We are not the body. Good one, Neil. Good one, I like that. There's some dogs down there, and there's some dogs up the other way, so I don't know if they walk by. Thailand in. Somebody spent some time in Thailand. So, whatever the rest. Look at my. I've got you on a little tripod. I got you on a tripod on my phone here. Love you, lie detector. Oh, he's in Belgium, is it? Herentals in Belgium. Is it in Belgium? Yeah, so we have a we are a spirit living in a body, right? So we're on a journey. Yes, Belgium. So if we're Grandpa, good night, Grandpa. Oh, good night, Grandma. 11:45. Get to bed. So yeah, so when we leave this body, we go to somewhere wherever we go, and the body stays behind. So that kind of tells you a little bit about the newly have a good official district register owner of Mr. G. Oh, hang on, I got to see that again. I'm getting confused here. If it's the right people, let me just check this when it comes back. Somebody sent me something, and okay, if you're listening, the person who sent me something, I got the details of the company. Called the company today, and they're closed till Tuesday because it's the King's birthday yesterday. So the holiday is official till Tuesday. But what's funny is the curry van. Actually, seen the curry van is like cerise pink kind of color, or cerise orange or something like that. So like a really intense orangey pinky color. And I seen one here going down the road a couple of times last week. So I guess it was them trying to deliver the box. But anyway, I got the phone number to call them, but they're called today, and they're closed till Tuesday. So call them on Tuesday. And thank you so much. So 450 to coming soon. Thank you so much for. I just seen another 450 baht for Mr. G. Thank you very much. I'll put that towards his treats. Actually, Mr. G and sugar is very spoiled. I buy him a treat. What does it say again? Do you cook your own Western meals? I don't really cook much because I really like Thai food. Western food, spaghetti. I do like spaghetti. You know that oregano garlic flavor. I like that, so I'll eat spaghetti. And cook it. I don't cook it very often, but if you cook the sauce, you cook it in the morning, let it sit till evening, then warm it up again. It always tastes better. But I do like spaghetti. And that's about the only Western food I miss. I took Joe to have a foreigner to be. I took him to have a breakfast in Nikki's place the other day, an English breakfast, and that's the first one I had in about a year. Very nice. Cup of Rosie Lee tea, and black tea with milk and sugar, and was it bacon, eggs, and toast, and beans, and whatever else. But the main thing is I guess spaghetti. You know, I was a vegetarian for 4.5 years, so I'm not really a big steak eater or anything like that. I'm not vegetarian now. I stopped because of, I learned that for my blood type I have to have meat, and since I've been eating it again, I feel much better. So my thing, the reason I stopped eating meat is I had a real dilemma, like, why does something have to die for me to live? I don't understand that. And so I had this battle going on in my noodle for a while and just stopped. So for 4.5 years I was a vegetarian. But I eat meat again now. And it doesn't bother me. I mean, I can eat a little bit or a lot. It doesn't bother me. Mainly fish and chicken, which I've always eaten. But spaghetti. Some Parmesan cheese on top. Ooh. And if you want to make it really good, some garlic bread. Have a moment. Life is a collection of moments. What do you think? A collection of moments. Any more questions? So Kevin can deposit himself in his bed. You connect some weeks ago with that you might be moving on. Oh, yep. Am I going to move on? Right now, there's Mr. G out on the road barking now. The neighbor's dogs walk up and down the road at night and he barks at them. Am I going to move on? A couple weeks ago I wasn't feeling too good. Not physically, but, you know, stressed out and hot and lots of things to do all the time. And I'm like, I can't do this. I can't keep doing this by myself all the time. So I thought about maybe selling up and going to move into an apartment or renting something much smaller. So he want to come online. Mr. G online. But then I stopped for a couple of days, started resting a bit, and I feel better. So I think for now I'm going to stay here. But like I said, I did the hedge. The hedge took me 2 days, work until about lunchtime each time, and then I got that heat got me. So it's getting. I don't know if it's because of age, the heat's getting worse, or don't know if I had a bug coming or something. I'm not sure, but I feel better today. But I still got to cut the grass. So there's 3 days. So if it rains all week, then another week I got to do the whole thing again. So, but I could, you know, many of you said I can hire somebody to cut the grass. I can hire somebody to do the hedge, so I don't have to do it, which is, and then I can stay here. I can say though, when you wake up in the morning, you say you get up in the early morning, 6 o'clock, 6:30, walk outside in the garden. The sun comes up from over, you know, I walk out my door just here and then go out into the garden, and the sun comes up from down the river and shines across the garden, and it hits the birds because it comes underneath the trees. It's one of the most beautiful things you ever see. Thank you, Neil. Yeah, I come here to do lives. I don't do live very often, but I thought I would. Yes, I agree, Don. I agree 100%. Seems like the older I get, the more the heat gets me. But when you walk out there and to see the sun coming up and shining underneath the trees, Sydney, thank you so much. You know, it's absolutely beautiful. The other day, when the bird of prey kept coming, the hawk kept coming to watch the birds. I mean, there's a hawk in the tree, there's squirrels in the trees. You know, there's everything's here. Yesterday, when I was working in the back garden, there was white butterflies, blue butterflies, a black one with red on it. There must have been 100 butterflies in a small area outside yesterday. I was like, it seems like nature is like super intense right in this spot. You know, if you go to the rice field, it's not there. If you go down the road, you don't see it. But it's here, right where I am. You know, I even know local people who've come here. And one lady said to me, she said, I've lived in this area all my life, and I've never seen so many butterflies in one place. I have no idea. They're just here. Birds, it's just beautiful right in this little tiny spot. So, send an email. Okay, thank you. Yes, I agree. They know where paradise is. Last year there were so many butterflies. This year, again, this year is different. Last year they seemed to all come at the same time. This year they're you'll get like blue and white ones, yellow ones, red ones, and then there was nothing for a while, a couple of weeks, and now there are all kinds of them out back yesterday. Many different birds nesting, squirrels stealing my papaya, pineapples. I grow my fruit, a lot of my fruit here, so to move would be crazy, because you know everything I dreamed of, living like this all my life. I tried to do it in America, but I bought an old rundown place with 5 acres in America, and I did the same thing. Hi, David. I did the same thing. I had lots of fruit trees, you know, remodeled the house, fixed the garden up. Loved it, but that went sour when my ex started messing around. So I left, and I'm doing it here now. So I think, so to get to the point, if I can, I think I'm going to stay here as long as I can. In Brazil. Do you live in Brazil? I would imagine if you're living near a jungle in Brazil, that'd be very hard because of all the bugs that come out. I went outside this evening. Very hard, but more dry. Yeah, so I think I'm going to stay here for as long as I can, physically. You know, but if I employ people to cut the grass and to cut the hedge, then I don't really have anything to do, you know, pottering around, watering the garden. Yes, I agree, Don. Yep, that's what I'm going to do. Let somebody else cut the hedge and the grass, and then I can just keep pottering about building the Avery and things like that. But I'm going to build the Avery, 3/4 of it in the shade. A spotlight going to the ceiling so you can see me, otherwise it's too dark in here, yeah. There's a spotlight going to the ceiling, but it's kind of bright. Otherwise it's too dark. I'll say go out the front door tonight to see the dogs. And there's so many different types of ants here. There's a black army ant, like a big one. There's the brown ones, which are very aggressive. I mean, if you're in their area, they'll just run up and bite you. Yeah, I like that. I thought actually about getting a goat. You know that? I seriously did thought about getting a goat and put him in the woods, because the woods grows, but it doesn't grow fast because it's in the shade. I thought if I put a pen out there and put him in there, he can eat all day long. Put him down the hill when the water's down, just have to keep an eye on him. So if the water comes up, I get to move him. But I thought of that actually. Good evening. Damari, a goat is good for the grass. Yeah, yeah. I was thinking of that, a goat, sure. It'd be funny. A female goat, because I know male goats, as they say in Thailand, min, stinky, min. But yeah, put him in the woods, it'll keep everything down, because goats will eat everything. Keep the floor clean, and all the vines trying to grow up the side of the trees, they'll eat it all. But my thing right now is to do the Avery, but 3/4 of it will be in the shade, only 1/4 of it will be in the sun. Hey Wayne, good evening. Where's Wayne? Hey Don. Football starting now, okay. Football on the TV. You got to get your priorities right. Lancaster, England, cool, okay Wayne. Cup of tea, Rosie Lee, PG Tips, or Yorkshire? I could just do with cup of tea. Yorkshire tea. Milk and sugar. Come on. Thank you so much. Cheers, mate. The ants in the house, Lester. Oh, Lester. Tea sounds great, yeah. Who's making the tea? On the video, you getting your tire fixed. Yeah. There were some people working on the tire, yep. California. Sawadee Krap. Yeah, there was the tire place had some ladies working there too, yeah. Very professional. Just drove up, didn't have to say much. Tire was gone off the car. Put it in the water and found the leak and put it back on. Fixed it and put it back on. They said like 100 baht or something. Yeah, for ants. The only time the ants come in the house is where from Florida. Good evening. Where the window meets the concrete or the wall, they'll try to come in under there sometimes. But generally ants don't come in the house. But on outside they got some, I was saying there's some big old army ants. Black and brown. There's a whole mob of them on the side of the wall. I don't know why. So I got some bug spray and go out and spray them because you don't want them making a house outside the front door. Those big ants, especially the brown ones. Washington State, Iceman. What time is it in Washington State? Must be about 8 in the morning. HVAC in Florida. 10 a.m. 10 a.m. in Washington State? Okay, cool. Cool. 10, okay. So 10 a.m. in Washington. So what does that give? Mountain time, 9. Central is 8. So 8 o'clock, 7 in the morning on the East Coast. Is that right? Moray, myself. Dorset? No way. Ian S. in Dorset. I was at Dorset. I think I had this conversation. Dipper. Okay. Dorset. I was in Dorset. I worked at the RAC Center for a while. 1 o'clock on the East Coast. Okay. 1 p.m. Okay. It's midnight here. Midnight on a Sunday. Holiday tomorrow. It's the King's father's birthday yesterday, so it's a holiday. You know, talking about holidays, I was in Bali the first time, and I met a guy from Australia. He made his money through banking. He was building a hotel spa. In Belgium, 7 p.m. Cool. Very interesting guy. Sorry, Chris, no yellow shirt. Mountain time, 10 in the morning. Cool. Yeah, he said he didn't like to employ Indonesian people. Dublin, 6 o'clock. What? Not Indonesia. Hang on, what did he say? Oh, he said, I don't like to employ, he was working in Bali, he doesn't like to employ Balinese workers because the Balinese are Hindu Buddhism, and they have so many holidays. They work like 2 to 3 days a week, and they're off on another holiday. In Bali, there's so many holidays. So he would employ Muslim guys from Jakarta, and they would fly over and work 5-6 days a week. the Muslim guys, whereas the Balinese, being Hindu, they'd hardly. So my point is, somebody said there's a lot of holidays in Thailand, but not as much as Bali, but there is a lot in Thailand. Somebody said they were making a cup of tea, or no biscuits, no tea from Lancaster. Oh my God. No tea. Come on, England, Scotland, Ireland, where's my cup of tea? Share. I can just reach in and pick it out from cyberspace. That would be cool, wouldn't it? To give me, share a biscuit. Hey, I got some biscuits. Anybody want some? Sorry, cookies for America. Mr. G outside barking. Every night, same thing. Thank you so much, Sydney. That's really nice of you to say that. You know, I'm here by myself every single night. Here alone every night. Earl Grey, hot. Makes it so, yes. So every night I'm here alone, and I don't, you know, so if I'm not doing this, talking to you guys, there's no talking in the house. So I think Mr. G is outside barking because somebody's in here talking. He doesn't know why I'm doing it. And sometimes he'll just bark until I take him a treat and he won't shut up. You know, when I'm editing sometimes, I'll be sitting here. Stefan? Sometimes I'm editing, sitting at my computer over here, and he'll come, Mr. G comes up to the door, puts his face right next to the door, and lets out the biggest bark, because he wants his treat at night. And I'm like, ooh, jump out of my skin, because he's, you know, I'm not waiting for it. It's totally quiet here. Like a little fart, and go out there and give him. I'm always trying to find something healthy. I don't want to give them junk, so I got some hot dogs, and I give them hot dogs or something else like that. And sometimes they'll just bark. Cooking, yep. Learn to cook. I can cook. Just I get lazy. I can cook like spaghetti or basil stir fry, things like that. But most time in Thailand people eat out. People cook a lot, but you can buy it easy. You know, if you wanted a green curry, you go to the market, and they'll cook it and put it in a plastic bag. It's a food grade plastic bag, and you maybe pay 30-35 baht, and you get a little bag of green curry, and they'll give you some rice, and you bring it home and you put the rice on your plate and put the curry on. That's what a lot of, I would say, just a guess, 50%. See you later, Marie. Try live chatting more. Okay. How about if I maybe do live chatting on Sundays, huh? Try live chat more. Your uploads are part of my morning routine. Okay, Iceman. Buckets of blessings, everyone. Mr. M, see you later. I think I might do live chats on a Sunday in the future. What do you think? Try to remember to do that on a Sunday at the same time. Do the normal videos in the week, and then on Sundays do the live chat. So if you have questions, you can write them down. Okay, it's 12:10, and I've been going for what, 1 hour and 40 minutes. Ankles, very good. Bonjour. I hope you're doing well in France, or is that Quebec? Ankles, great. My knee was a little bit sore yesterday. Remember I pulled that muscle in my knee? Just a little bit sore. but it's fine now. I think it's just lots of standing up and walking around on it. You know, not walking, but just moving and moving, and you know what it's like. Good night, Chris. Take care. Best wishes. Okay, any more questions, or I will sign off and take myself into the shower and go to bed. Sunday Live. Okay, I like that. Yeah, midnight. 10 past 12 now. 10 past 12 in Thailand. Funny, isn't it? I've been here a long time. Just over 5 years this time. Good night, Sydney. And I still think, when I just said that to you, like, it's 12 o'clock. Good night, Terry. I just said it's 12 o'clock in Thailand. I thought, hey, I'm in Thailand. Thank you so much, HVC. He says thumbs up, everybody. Good night. Good night, Iceman. Okay, I know this is live, but I want to say this anyway, okay? Buckets of blessings, guys. Rivers of peace, joy, and kindness. Today, rivers of peace, joy, and kindness, but health, however it's going to come, will touch your body and you'll be healthier. Okay? Good night. All the best, guys. See you later.